My name is Kim Hegwood. I'm an estate planning attorney here in Houston. Hopefully today some information that I can give you will help you and your family. It depends on the type of trust that is being created. We tell parents there are three types of trust that they need to be aware of. A self-settled or a first-party trust. In that trust, the trust is being set up with funds that are the child's money. A lot of times you see this in personal injury cases, med-mal, where the child is getting money because somebody did something wrong. In the first party trust or that self-settled trust, there is payback provision. So Medicaid, the federal government, they all get paid back before the money can go anywhere else. So most families never see anything in those trusts. A pooled trust is very similar in the sense of there are smaller amounts that don't really justify the expense of a first party trust that can just be pulled together with other small trust and kind of be managed as one. And there's payback provisions in there. And so what we encourage parents to do all the time is do that third party trust, that trust that's created by a parent or grandparent or someone else for the benefit of a child, and it's being funded with everybody's money but the child's. We encourage our parents not only to get life insurance through work, but to get those policies away from work. So we encourage clients to take advantage of the real inexpensive life insurance they get through the company and get those outside policies so that you can really maximize the amount of life insurance that you have that can fund that special needs trust down the road. We encourage families as their children get older, and the other kids, if they have other children that are already through college and have good jobs and things like that, to think about excluding them as far as in estate planning so we can push as much money as possible, to that special needs trust. Because what the kids will tell parents most of the time is, we don't want to be financially responsible. I think it's important for families of any financial situation to be able to have their children benefit from things that they might not could otherwise. There are some government benefits that are done because of government benefits. They may not be able to get them otherwise. They may have other children that they may not be able to care for because they're using large sums of money to care for that child with a disability. So I'm not so sure that it matters as far as family wealth unless you're very wealthy. The first thing we talk about are guardians, short-term, long-term guardians. Your trustees, the people that's going to manage the money. We always tell parents that we don't want the guardian and the trustee to be the same person. We like to have little checks and balances. We talk about for parents is their agents under their power of attorney. So if a parent becomes incapacitated, they need to have their power of attorneys in place. So it's real important to make sure that you have really good people in place and that you have those documents. Because while you may have that trust set up for your child, the parent has to have all the appropriate documents as well. One of the things that we talk to parents about is choosing the right short-term and long-term guardians. While most parents are thinking I just need a guardian, a lot of their guardians are not close. Somebody needs to have the legal right to hang on to those children until the permanent guardian arrives. We talk to parents about choosing short-term guardians, or those people that can get to your children in 20 minutes or less. We usually have parents appoint 3 different families that can just get to your kids and hang on to them until the permanent guardian arrives. A lot of parents, they're permanent guardians, that is part of their temporary guardians, but a lot of parents that's not. And so we want to make sure that police officers, no one else can be able to take the kids and put them in CPS custody because no one has the legal right to have them while they're trying to determine who has the legal right, or until the permanent guardian arrives and say, yes, I'm going to be the guardian, and file the appropriate paperwork with the court to get appointed. So we want to make sure that we have those things in place. Our firm helps the families that have children with disabilities in doing their legal planning. We do the parents' planning. So if you've got the children are minors, we do designation of guardians. We appoint short-term, long-term guardians. Getting those things in place, just like any other parent that had small children, we want to make sure that they're protected. God forbid something happens to the parents at the same time, who's going to take care of the children? Because that's important. With parents with small children, we encourage them to do more revocable trust planning, because we can take all those beneficiary designated assets and bring them into one place. So the trustee can manage the children's money, move the money that may need to go into the special needs trust for the child with disability, and then to have the rest of the money for the other children that are maybe still minors. So that way their education can be paid for, private school, extracurricular activities, college, whatever the parents had set aside. Because the cool thing about trust planning is that you get to set up the rules. So we want to make sure that parents have all their legal plans in place. We encourage them to have their financial plan in place. So parents that don't have financial planners, we try to match them up with financial planners that meet the needs that they have, what they're looking for in a financial planner. If they don't have a CPA, then we try to refer them to good CPAs, because we truly believe that the attorney and the financial planner and the CPA need to be working together to benefit families. So you really have to work hard at getting your financial plan in place, updating it. Clients need to be updating their documents about every 3 years. A lot of things happen in 3 years. So our clients are back in here at a minimum every 3 years, reviewing their documents, making sure the guardians are still the same. So the last thing you want to have is outdated documents, so that the person that could end up with your child, that's the one you want to make sure that is in your paperwork, people that are truly going to take care of your children. One of the things that we encourage parents to do that I think is truly important when you have a child with a disability is do a day in the life. Most people don't talk to their guardians and maybe other family members about what they have to go through during the day when it comes to taking care of a child with a disability. And because they don't talk about it, if they became the guardian, they would know. So we tell parents, we want you to do a day in the life, and we want you to do it very detailed. Think minute by minute, and then update it about every 6 months, a year max. Because the way you get your child through the day, you want someone else to be able to do it the same way. Maybe there's things that they just don't like. You need to know that. The guardian needs to know that there's things the kids won't eat, or maybe there's things that types of food that don't do well with them. Maybe there's a blanket or a teddy bear. So maybe that child has a special, ritual of what you have to do to, for them to go to sleep and things like that. We encourage parents to tape lullabies, anything that they sing to their children and things like that, so that way that child always has those memories. So it's very important to plan and do it often and update it, so that way the people coming in behind you will know what to do, and then you hope that they never need it. For any of your parents that would love to visit with us, we'd love to have you. You can call 281-218-0880 and get scheduled for your consultation. We have offices all over the city, so we can basically see you probably close to your home as much as possible. You can also visit our website at www.hegwoodlaw.com, and that's HEGWOODLAW.com, and we look forward to visiting with you.